An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own. It's the middle of winter in North America, and the COVID-19 pandemic experience is almost a year old in the United States. Through your support of the show, both through reviews, listenership, and in some cases, financial contributions, the pandemic bumped A3Day around a bit, but didn't end. Thank you. Being the host of this podcast is a true joy for me and a true energy drainer while juggling responsibilities away from this microphone. Therefore, there will be a long break between this season and the next. During this time, I will be participating in guest spots on other shows, mentoring, supporting the development of a brand ambassadorship program within the podcast community, researching and developing episodes for season 6 and beyond, and preparing details for the potential return of the podcast festival my team hosted in 2020. Most importantly, I'll be resting. It might not sound like it based on what I just shared, but know that I'll be basking in rest. We aren't finished yet, K-pop fans. First, our final idol group of season 5, the men of AlphaBAT, right after the drop.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show, start.
Hey y'all. In 2012, 2 young men were set to debut as AlphaBAT under an agency called UAB Entertainment. It might be Yub Entertainment, I'm not sure. By the time the group made its debut in 2013, one fully departed the scene, while the other, Shin Se-lin, might be Shaylin. Let's check. Hold on. AlphaBAT. Because we don't want to say people's names incorrectly. Yes, you are actually listening to me. This is almost throwback. Not even almost. This is throwback to the first season of the show where you all had to suffer through me Googling things. But I want to be sure. I don't want to say the names incorrectly. That's just disrespectful. When you have Google right here. No, none of this is in the show notes. This isn't in the show notes. Just hang with me. I can't accept saying this man's name incorrectly. It's just disrespectful. All I have to do is double check. All right. Okay. All right. We're scrolling. We are looking. Okay, hold this whole. There we go. Shin Se Rin. I was correct, but I had to be certain. Anywho, he changed his stage name to Iota, the 9th letter in the Greek alphabet, and was joined by 8 other young men, all named after letters in the Greek alphabet. You would think that he would be the leader since he was an original member, but that belonged to the member who went by Beta. Alpha was reserved for their fandom. Allow me to break down the name of AlphaBAT's members, past and present. We have Ji-ha Young, aka Beta. Yu Young-jin, aka Epsilon, the older brother of Ricky of boy group Teen Top. We'll get to them way down the line. Lee Young-woo, aka Lambda, Lee Young-hun, aka Kappa, Kim Jun-soo, aka Gamma, Kim Sang-hun, aka Code, whose name isn't in the Greek alphabet and who almost made his debut with EXO. Choi Yeon-soo, aka Delta, who almost made his debut with boy group Boyfriend. Lee San-ha, aka Pi, and it's spelled F-I-E, Phi. Because for what? I don't know. There is a P in Hangul. There's a P up. They could have just put P and I, but whatever. Soljun, aka Heta or Eta, another almost EXO member. And then Iota, as I mentioned, and Kim Soo-yo, aka Zeta. And Cho Gyu-min, who went by his first name and left the alphabet alone. 정말 죄송합니다. I am so sorry that those names were
were a little bit, a little bit messy. Like, I mean it, seriously. That's so jacked up to mess people's names up. Oh my gosh. Anywho, this was during the time when double-digit groups were the way to play, trying to compete with the behemoth that was the original EXO lineup, numerically brought to us by the efforts of Super Junior. We'll learn more about these groups later down the line. After leaving UAB Entertainment / UB Entertainment, because we don't really know, AlphaBAT made their home at Simtong Entertainment and technically made their debut on November 12, 2013, with the performance of AB City for Arirang Simply K-Pop. I say technically because their label at the time selected November 14th, 2013 as their official debut date. This is also the day that they performed on M Countdown for the first time, and just what was the reason for rejecting the Arirang moment? Is it because that's South Korea's premier English language television network? Who knows? But things went well, apparently. The positive reception sent them into the release of their first studio album, Attention, released February 25th, 2014. I remember the debut singles video. I was tickled by the refrain of the English alphabet and overwhelmed by the size of the group. I found them somehow by way of another large boy group called Top Dog, but that's a story for another time. What tickles me now is the fact that Attention is a studio album that has only 4 new songs and 1 instrumental on it. The rest of the album is made of adding their pre-album singles to round it out. If you look at this information solely from good old Wikipedia, you're bound to be confused. I had a moment before listening where I said to myself, every time I believe we've definitively sorted out the difference between an EP and a studio album, something like this comes along and destroys my understanding of it all. Nevertheless, the album is a product of its time, staying true to the percussive choices and in-your-face audio aggressiveness that was popular during that time in K-pop. You were either R&B heavy or 1 8 count away from potentially getting into a shoving match, reasons be damned. I particularly enjoyed their song Always, as it was a mellow transition from the energy of the other songs on the album. The production is smooth, and the group members deliver on a relaxing audio experience. K-pop fans on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3-Day rating for this album is a 4.5. Although good, it isn't a solid standout. The music became background noise despite the way I describe it, and I had to replay some songs a few times to attempt to make them stick. That aside, I'm still interested in what more can come from their short discography. Continue to check out the hashtag A3Day Highlights playlist on Spotify, as it features tracks from today's albums and past episodes' artists, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye, y'all.
Your favorite foreign Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z. There's sponsored ads and social media hashtags, but this show is truly supported by the efforts of my Migualas, the most amazing fan base a little entertainer could ever have. Special shout out to my Patreon patrons, the student body, the scholars, and the staff who keep my vision of becoming your favorite foreign Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z a real thing. If you're interested in supporting the growth of this content, please visit patreon.com/multifacetedACG. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get in on the magic too. Interested in continuing your support at the free $99 price? I'd love you for it. You can still engage with the show and me, your lovely host, when you retweet, repost, and share the show and use hashtag A3 and the word day. Please consider leaving a few stars or a review on Apple Music, iTunes, IMDb, or Podchaser to keep things growing in the right direction.